Now, in the course of doing this job, and again, I've said this on the last segment of the video, that I realized I had the wrong plate on the bike, and I needed to go up to motor vehicles. And in our case, that usually means 2 to 3 hours of a wasted time. So my plan was to get up real early and go there, come back, and when I got back, you're always in a bad mood when you get back, but I thought maybe a ride would make me feel better, and Larry had some time today, so we met for a little bit of burning some fuel and everything before I get back to work. But I needed to clear my head out, because given a wrong plate in it was really, you really do feel like a senior citizen, boy. It really is not the best feeling in the world. But anytime I can get a ride on Sophia here and convince people that it's a Ferrari bike, and all of the fun we have with this bike. This was our track bike for 3 years now, and we have a new track bike for this year, but again, unfortunately, well, here's just an example. See where the bolts are on this plate? So I would know this plate belongs on this bike. Now, what I don't like about this, I made this carbon fiber part, but see, it's unsupported, and this plate flaps in the breeze. So maybe in the future, if I have a piece of extra carbon fiber, I'll make a plate mount for it. That could be a nice little project. And I got, these are the blinkers that were on the R1 when I bought it. I replaced them with smaller blinkers. And these mirrors have worked out great. I feel so good about it. Now I have blinkers on both ends of the bike. And because in the beginning I never anticipated riding this bike on a street this much. Now we ride it all the time, and having those blinkers is a real positive thing. And of course, the most fun we ever have is going up to Bear Mountain or whatever. And when somebody says, "Oh, I didn't know Ferrari made motorcycles." "Oh yeah, oh sure." And then somebody even said to me one day, "Yeah, they're cool bikes. I saw a blue one last week." I felt like saying, well, that's my bike too. So but it's all for fun. You know, none of us are getting rich doing this, that's for sure. In fact, I think to a certain degree it keeps us poor. Anyway, we'll never get to live in this house. Look at this house. This is one of Karen's favorite houses up on the hill. Imagine a view of the lake, or if you had a little dirt bike, you could go cruising around there. But anyway, Larry and I had a great ride. As I look at the sky being blue, and this was one of the first warm days of the year, it's just, well, you just never know when you're going to get one of these really nice days. So, and it's always nice if you can get a riding partner to go. I always feel like there's a safety benefit, and plus if you break down, you don't get stranded, and we're usually up in the woods where there aren't that many people that come rescue you. Now Larry has, and it's actually funny, we're going to do some video on Larry's shop pretty soon, because he's worked on his shop. He's got his track bike partly snapped together, and I know he's sneaking up on, there's a track day coming up soon with Luciano, or one of the ones I can't go to because I have to babysit that day, but Larry and Luciano may go together. And I hope I'll give him the camera to take some pictures. Don't look so sad, Larry. Don't look so sad. Yeah, we actually had a good ride. And what it did, it cleared out my whole head and got me ready for the next part of this project, which now, as I pulled back in the yard, I realized, wow, it's sunny, and maybe I should have rode another 100 miles. You never know when you're going to lose the sun. But little by little, we're shaping up our backyard. We're going to do our planting in a couple of weeks, and of course our pond, the fish, once the water gets to 60 degrees, we feed them, and they start just being more and more fun. So when I got back, I thought, okay, let's swap out that gas cap here. Let's see if there's any issues with this now. And again, the one that came with the bike has this faux carbon fiber that's made out of rubber. I'm not sure that anybody that knows motorcycles knows that that isn't carbon fiber, it's rubber. And so it was that even with the little venting and that it was different, it still worked. And I had to make some screws the right length, and that was a little bit of a pain in the ass, but they don't give you the screws. The gas cap was $24, by the way, and so I guess the screws might be, you know, if you buy the $150 gas cap, you get the screws. So I made my own screws from the button heads, which I thought would look nice, polished them up on a buffer, And Karen's got a little project for me. She wants me to refinish all the switch plates in the house and put that clear urethane on them. We've got some really nice old antique switch plates. Maybe doing that soon. But anyway, once I got the cap on it, yeah, it looked pretty nice. Not much not to like about it. But it was getting late in the day by the time I got done with this, and I wanted to work on the seat a little bit. I had some other projects to work on here. I had to get my furniture put out on the front porch and dig out all the cushions and vacuum them out, and I was just looking at how nice. This is one thing I want to find. These are called, I don't know the name of them. They're called, they're steel on the outside and anodized. I got it written down inside. But they're Sprock X or whatever they are, and I was going to look to get one for the GS. But these are really nice because they're steel on the outside, aluminum on the inside. They look nice, and they wear just like a heavy steel sprocket would. So anyway, once we get that out of the way, back to working on this part. And it looked like this all played out pretty well. Now, during the course of this, and I don't have any pictures of it, Luciano had stopped by and he looked at it and he couldn't figure how that was going to mount on the bike, and as a lot of times you can't see it until it's all put together. And I was even thinking, I don't know how it's going to look, but first thing I wanted to do, because it was a bright sunny day and I knew the urethane would dry outside, which is an advantage for me. I don't have to stink up the house. I took the vibrator sander, the orbital sander, just roughed it all out, radiused off all the edges, mix up some clear urethane, wipe everything down with Sikkens, and we've been using this. This is one of the clear coats that Luciano bought this for the R6. And we really still have some left, so I've been using it up on my projects. And it dries real nice. Now, one of the things it does, when it's a sunny day like this, it really dries in about an hour. You could actually buff it out, I think, in a couple hours if you have put it out in the sun. And for people that don't understand how this works, the sun actually, the clear in the sun, cures the paint. It heats, the radiant energy heats the carbon, and it takes the paint itself and it cures from the inside out instead of from the outside in. So what happens is the urethane clear coats are beautiful on this. They're really, really nice. And having a sunny day, I put 3 coats on this, by the way, really made that part of the project really go well. Now, once I put that clear coat away to dry, we're really good to go. That's going to dry overnight. I had some work to do on the GS. I wanted to get it ready for the weekend riding, and I thought now that clear coat's drying, we're basically one day away from having this project finished.